Hello, hello, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pixel Pulse, a video game podcast. The only place where gaming news meets questionable opinions. This is episode 3. I'm Justin Muslimi, and here with me always is my trusty sidekick and co host, Kyle Olson. Kyle, how are you, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. Just getting back from a little staycation, and yeah, things are great. A lot of great things to talk about today.
Yeah, a lot of good topics. A lot of things have happened in the past week. I'm kind of excited about this episode specifically. Um,
Yes.
how
Anytime we have Final Fantasy on the list, I'm excited to talk about it. So
Yeah, there's usually something Square Enix related like almost every time, and I'm like, yeah, I'm putting that in because Square Enix, RPGs, Final Fantasy, it's all my forte. So
it's clickbait for me, right? Like I see it, I click it, I talk about it, and then I can't stop.
yeah, it's just it's a trigger for me, really. I mean, a positive trigger, of course, but I'm just it's just a trigger. I love it. I'm into it, man. Um, how was your staycation? How'd that go?
It was great. I got to do a little spa day in the mountains, and then a nice hotel and dinner in the city, kid free, which is always a good thing to get away from the kiddos
That's
once in a
always
while.
nice. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, turned out really well, and I got to Uber in a Tesla with those lifting scissor doors for the first time ever,
Oh,
and yeah, that I mean, I just felt so fancy getting out of a car that has those doors that open like that, like the Batwing type doors. I don't know. It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
I'm used to doors opening normally, so for me it was just like kind of special to get one of those. And then the
Almost
next
like didn't
Uber
know
I
how to
got didn't
react.
have it. I know, and
Yeah.
I started talking to him about his doors. I'm like, dude, what do you do like in a tight parking spot? Like, does it open into the car next to you? He was like, no, actually, it has sensors to detect how far away the object is, and it'll adjust how it opens so it doesn't hit
You're like,
something.
of course it does. Of course it does.
Yeah, well, and it reminded me too. I saw this funny video on Instagram, I think, where China was testing, or a company in China was testing electric cars that eject the batteries. And I don't know if that was real or not, but like it launches the batteries. And I was just thinking, like, could you imagine, like, you're parked next to somebody, instead of putting it into park and like, opening your door, you press the button to eject the batteries, and it sends out this 1,000-pound battery right next to you. Like, it's just ridiculous. But scissor doors are okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Would like
Yeah, it
that.
was it was sweet. I felt real fancy, and like I said, after I took the next Uber, it was just like a Ford Fiesta or something like that, and I got into it, and I kind of looked around like I really missed my last Uber driver.
Man. Yeah, Ubering around is always a gamble, but depending on who you get, it's kind of fun
Yeah.
though. I kind of like it.
It's nice. I used to work in Vegas for a stint, and I'd go out there every month for work, and I got to Uber around, like, to the office, to dinner, to anywhere I wanted to go,
Yeah,
and it was great. I didn't have to drive myself anywhere. Like, traffic was an
dude,
issue,
that's
but it wasn't my issue.
yeah, like not having going somewhere not having to worry about driving at all is like just peak living. I feel like.
Yeah, it was great. I really liked it. The only real issue I had was one time I didn't think I was going to be able to call an Uber because my phone was like it's like at 3%, and I'm at a hotel. I had
No,
no idea how to get back, and I'm like, this driver better show up fast because because
so you're
my
like
phone's
you're
gonna
like this is
die.
it. This is how I die. I'm gonna get stranded here, and I'm not gonna know what to do.
Yeah, it was at the Bellagio, so I definitely knew what to do, but I didn't know
That's
if
good,
like it would be approved by
man.
my company that was
Um,
reimbursing me.
well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you had a good time. You deserve it for sure. You and Jessica deserve it. We were here at home, fighting for our lives. I know you know this already, Kyle, but my youngest, he was in the hospital with pneumonia for 4 days, 3 nights. That was tough. Um, it was just sad seeing him with
Dang.
that mask on his face. I mean, it's always sad when like little kids get sick, but just seeing him just kind of helpless laying there was just tugs at you a little bit.
Was it oxygen?
Yeah, oxygen, like a little oxygen
Yeah.
mask. He didn't have like a
Nice.
breathing tube in him, which is so it wasn't that serious. But yeah, he had the little mask on. He had to sleep with
Yeah.
it and everything. So it was tough, but he was brave. He was tough. He was tough through it all. So you know we made it out, and then my wife ends up getting pneumonia. She's still going through it. So
Dang.
that's just the way the curveball life likes to throw at you sometimes.
Yeah, and the thing about families too is like once one person gets it, you might as well just have everyone share the same glass or something because
Yeah, just get it over with.
everyone's gonna get it. Just get it over
Yeah.
with. Like what's what's the harm in just making it happen right away and
Yeah, let's not drag this out over 2 months. Let's just get it over with in
right.
a
Just
week.
dude, everyone just like drink from this glass, pass it around. We'll share one glass at dinner. We'll all get it over with, and then
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, a lot easier that way. I agree. Cool. But so yeah, that's just kind of what we've been going through this past week. Uh, we do have some cool things to talk about, however, and I'm pretty excited. This first one is interesting, Kyle. I'm very curious to hear your opinion on this. We have some new GTA 6 leaks.
baby.
So yeah, uh, this comes way of thegamepost.com. And yeah, there's been a new leak that has surfaced online. Well, leaks, I should say. Uh, these new details come from an X slash Twitter user GameRoll who actually revealed the full names of the two main characters, Lucia Caminos and Jason Duval. And this was before Rockstar's announcement. So I mean, this
Yeah.
person got this right. So they know something. So I would take this person's word at. Uh, so it doesn't mean that everything is 100% true because things can change throughout development. We all know this. Things change all the time. But this person does have at least credibility. So, but yeah. So according to this game role, this is going to be a pretty detailed open world. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
The leak claims that there are over 700 stores, basically interiors that players can enter and rob, I guess, is what it's saying here. Plus fully functional malls, which that is
That's
nuts to
exciting.
think about. Yeah, in an
I
exciting way. But I mean, like,
I like that. Like that's crazy. Like think about it. Like you can go into a mall and like just spend your whole day shopping in the
yeah,
mall
if you want, just
or
have a shopping
shopping.
simulator. Right, yeah,
Yeah,
one
no,
would
I mean
say,
like
yeah.
shopping. Yeah, you just could go
Yeah,
in there and rob
nothing else,
everybody.
no. Yeah.
But when I
Uh,
read that though, I got my wires crossed and I read mall strippers and I thought interesting that they'd have strippers in the mall, but it means male strippers. So they're doing Magic Mike
yeah.
in GTA 6. Yeah.
I I knew that was going to be the detail that excited you the most, Kyle. I was like, "Ooh, male strippers! Kyle's going to love this."
I did, like I said, I didn't even see male. I just saw, I literally read mall and I just thought, oh, interesting. So, like, they're going to be in the malls. But as I reread it, I thought, oh, okay. So, appealing to the masses.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of going back to the 700 locations and enterable locations. Just so for everyone out there, just for context, GTA 5 had just under 100 like enterable locations. So this is supposed to have over 700. So more than 7 times the interval locations that you can go into. I mean, that is insane. That is some people online are kind of criticizing it, saying it's too much and it's not where their focus should be. But I disagree. This is going to help me feel more immersed in the game more than
Hmm.
ever. You know
Yeah, I
what I
think
mean? I
so.
mean, they Rockstar already builds incredible worlds on their own that feel like a breathing you know world that's alive and reacts around you. But to have this basically it's going to be, I would say, pretty much almost everywhere you go you can go inside. I feel like if it's 700.
Well, they did say, so they clarified, so that's stores, but I guess there were some things that people were expecting, like dual wielding. I guess you can't do dual wielding, which that wasn't a big deal for me. no house burglaries, so you can't just go inside somebody's
Right.
house and burglarize them. And then probably the biggest one for me that I'm a little bit sad about is features like going prone and dynamic cover have been scrapped,
I saw that.
which
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
that's I feel like I feel like that if that's true, that's bad. I really like going prone. Like imagine being able to go prone and do like stakeout type missions with your character, right? Like on a rooftop or like on a hillside somewhere. And you're like staking something out, casing the place before you go and rob it. Like that's awesome. And dynamic cover too, like getting to hide behind stuff and like switch between cover systems.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's a miss, and that they're actually working on that because those two things add to that
Yeah.
immersion.
And it could be, this delay, this second delay that they had, that could be why, or I should say one of the many reasons why they're doing it. Maybe they're reworking this prone thing because maybe they couldn't. I'm assuming they just couldn't get it to work right, or the way that they wanted to get it to work, like they had
That's what it
envisioned.
says. It says
Yeah.
it was not good, so they cut it. Like specifically the dynamic cover system, but I mean we've seen dynamic cover systems work in countless games, right? Like
Oh,
you
I
run
would
the
say yeah.
cover and like you automatically just tuck in behind it, right? So
Right.
there's absolutely a way to make it work.
In fact, I thought GTA 5 had it, but it must not have. But that's how many games have it. I always feel like all these third person games just automatically have that cover system, but I don't know. I guess I'm not a game developer, but I wouldn't think that would be too hard to implement. But who am I to
Yeah.
speak on that? I guess I don't know.
It I guess we'll
Yeah.
find out soon enough, but like I can't imagine like I'm sitting on a hillside looking over a trailer park, for example, right? Like I'm gonna go in there and maybe there's like somebody I've got to hit out on and I'm casing the place. Like I just can't imagine me sitting there or like kneeling or crouching and
Yeah.
casing the place, right? Like
Right.
for me, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna whip out my binoculars and my scope and look around and I'd love to be able to do that in this game.
I
So
agree.
hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully they're reworking it because it's cool too because you figure if you're doing like some stealth gameplay, going prone would hopefully keep you even more concealed. Maybe what I mean.
yeah,
Going prone
yeah,
would help you with the stealth gameplay. Just to
yeah,
kind of assist with
absolutely.
that. Um, but I don't know. So we'll see what they do there. I'm curious to see how they react because they're watching fan reactions to these leaks. They are. So
Yeah, I don't know
hopefully they
how they
see
can keep
that.
up with fan reactions because every time they put out a video, it gets not just millions of views, it's like hundreds of millions. I mean, it's
Dude, it's
insane.
yeah,
Like
it's it. This is yeah. I
it's like Baby Shark level views. I mean, it's
Baby Shark. That's a
crazy.
good comparison, baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No kidding. Oh man. Yeah, they go on to say there's a couple more leaks too. This isn't really any spoilers. It's not story spoilers, but they did say that the game's gonna have. It says 5 story chapters. So how long these chapters are going to be, they didn't say. They didn't even allude to that. Uh, 5 chapters,
ten
I guess.
years.
Yeah, yeah, no
No,
kidding.
10 years because like just imagine like this game is going to last them another decade while they work on GTA 7 or maybe 2 decades. So
I at this point probably 2 decades, man. I don't know. It's what 13 years since five came out. Uh,
and I guess it's cost more money than what did they say the Burj Khalifa to build, I think as well, like which is the tallest building in the world in
yeah.
Dubai.
What that doesn't surprise me. It's yeah. It's well, and you got to figure too. These delays, it's costing them. I mean, millions of dollars per month. Millions. I was reading that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so I don't know. Hopefully they get it together. Another interesting leak here, Kyle. I was looking at this, and I want to see what you think about this too. But it says here that players will be able to control Jason, Lucia, or even both at the same time, so simultaneously, uh, using a new character switch wheel mechanic. So that's going to be interesting. There's going to be I guess moments where you can control them both at the same time. Maybe using, I don't know, maybe a an analog stick for each one. Do you think that's how they're gonna do it? I kind of wonder.
I don't think it's both at the same time. I think they probably mean like you guys can go out on missions together and just like swap dynamically between them. So like I would imagine that other character that's not being controlled is still going to like act and behave like how they should to support you in that mission, and then should you
Hmm.
choose to swap between them, then you could swap between them and they're just like there with you.
Yeah, it could mean that. That's true. I wonder. It's just weird how they worded it here because they said to control Jason, Lucia, or even both at the same time, and I was like, ah, that's weird. But yeah, it could mean that, Kyle, too. What you described. So we will.
That's what I'm thinking. I would say maybe like just saying both at the same time is, yeah, or maybe they were trying to be a little bit ambiguous and keep us on their toes and guessing. I don't think it would be fun to control them both at the exact same time. I could see something like, um, what's that game that we got to play together where I played one character, you played the other, and then we're like helping each other out at the same time, split screen style.
Oh, Split Fiction.
Split fiction, right? I don't think they're doing split fiction with these two characters. I think they're just gonna come along for the ride, and you
Yeah.
get to pick who you want to play as at that moment.
Sorry, I had to cough. Um, yeah. No. So yeah. Well, that remains. So what they do there kind of remains to be seen. We'll find out. They say too, it's not listed here in this article, but I did also see a leak that there's going to be quite a bit more to explore underwater, and there's going to be like underwater treasure to discover.
Nice.
So underwater
Okay.
locations, yeah, that really excited me. I kind of want to see more on that. I don't know whatever trailer they come out with next, like a full gameplay trailer. I want to see some underwater gameplay because that has me really
Yeah.
excited. How cool would that be, dude?
The water, like I grew up in water basically. Like I was born by the beach, and I grew up going to the lake every weekend. Like I just love water in general. And what I want to see is lots of water stuff. Like
Yeah,
I want to see jet skis and boats and like obstacle courses in the water and underwater stuff. Like I want to see an underwater excursion, dude, where you like leave a pier and you go underwater to some like cruise ship, okay, and you jump on board like after the sunset and you steal a freaking diamond or something like that. Like
yeah. Just
I want
pull a
stuff like
heist on
that.
a yacht, you know?
Yes, and you have to board it by going under the water and then getting up the side. Yes, I want that. I also would love to see water sports. Like I know they probably don't have this built in, but at some point it'd be cool to have like some sort of like wakeboarding mini game. Like
That would
I
be
mean,
sweet.
because you're in Florida, right? Like lakes and ocean, like they're a massive thing out there. Like there's a massive wakeboard community out there. Why not?
I know it's kind of pretty nice opportunity for them to kind of delve into that. I feel like
They
to really
already have my
explore the water
money, but
part.
if they want more of it, they can lean a little bit more into the water, and I'll just keep slinging it their way as I get it.
Just yeah, you just keep pitching them these ideas, Kyle. Write them a letter. I like that idea. But
No, I'm excited about this. I definitely will need to consider putting in for some time off during release window, um, once it is officially confirmed that the release will no longer be delayed.
yeah, same. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about it. I'm excited to see their next trailer for sure. So, Rockstar, keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see your game later this year, hopefully. All right. Well, Kyle, this next set of news here is not so positive. Um, this comes way of UploadVR.com. And it says here Meta closes Twisted Pixel, Armature, and Sanzaro games. And this is sad because Twisted Pixel games, they just released a highly rated VR game with that Deadpool VR. I don't know if you've seen anything about that game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have the game, but I always thought it looked good. Um, but yeah, to shut them down already, I don't know. This feels like Meta is kind of losing hope in their in VR, you know, as a total package. Um,
Yeah,
I w-
I was I was looking at the like the details behind it, and basically like what it's suggesting is that the games weren't selling as well as they wanted them to either push more VR headsets or push more VR games or subscriptions to their like live, their services. Um, and
yeah,
not only did they shut those studios down, but they also, I mean, they went through like layoffs, right? So they laid off
yeah, lots of
those entire
layoffs.
forces, which is really crazy for me because I actually was in the Meta interview loop at one point earlier this year, actually just a couple of months ago, and the biggest things that they're focusing on are number one, AI, number two, VR. And so it's really
Hmm.
wild to me that they would do anything in that VR space that would essentially take away from it instead of trying to add to or augment those missions. So maybe 2026 they decided that they want to scrap all those goals and go a different direction. I don't know, but that to me reading that is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at these three developers being closed down, and the one that kind of hits me the most is that Sanzaru Games because they have worked closely with Sony in the past. They made, excuse me, they made that Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, so essentially Sly
Oh
Cooper
yeah.
4 for
Yep.
PS3 back in the day. And dude, that I don't know if you played it, Kyle, but that game was fantastic. It was super good. Um, and not only that, what kind of stings is that I remember at the end of the game, no, it was one of the trophies alluded to. I just found this out from a friend, but one of the trophies alluded to a sequel because it was like the end with a question mark. So they had plans for more Sly games, but
Yeah.
Sanzaru got acquired by Meta, and the rest is history. This is a long shot, but I kind of hope Sony scoops Sanzaru up, but I don't think they're going to do that. So yeah, no, it's sad to see. Armature Studio, they developed Resident Evil 4 in VR,
I saw that. Yeah.
and I did play that. I did play that, and Resident Evil 4 in VR is phenomenal. Definitely, I think the best way to play Resident Evil 4. So this is yeah, it's sad news. It's sad to see. I feel like Meta has kind of lost confidence in VR. I just think VR is not doing as well as they had hoped. So I don't know if it's just losing its steam in general. I know it's already a niche audience, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's just
It's tricky because the barrier to entry for VR is actually quite high, right? Like, everyone has their own proprietary VR system and everything's a little bit different. Like even with Meta, they've got two different kinds, right? Like you've got the like their more premium headset. I forget what the difference is between them. Then you've got like their more like entry level headset. Plus, with these different systems, you've got to pay like the fees that come with them as well as buy the games, right? So it's just the barrier to entry is actually really high. And then I know for me, I wanted to do VR for a long time, but I also know I get really motion sick. I didn't know if I wanted to spend $500 plus extra money on
just to
games
find out that you can't even play the damn games.
just to find out. Yeah, exactly. Just to find out I was gonna puke my brains out all over my living room as I'm trying to fight off a zombie. So for me, what helped me is having a friend that allowed me to play it a couple of times and assess for myself that yeah, it's gonna be good. I also saw too as part of this article it said the studio behind Batman Arkham Shadow, which is like one of the better VR games for the Quest, is that a Arkham Shadow sequel was about to enter development, but it's unclear if it's still going to happen, even though the Camouflage studio is not on the complete shutdown list. So the shutdowns and layoffs are disrupting more than just the actual studios that were shut down. It seems like there's a bit of a fallout that's happening because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like you said, that was the Batman Shadows. That was a good game. I mean, these studios aren't making VR slop. They're making high quality, high critically acclaimed. Can't even talk. Critically acclaimed VR titles.
Yeah.
So if they're shutting these guys down, that's not a good sign for the VR community as a whole, I think. But I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see in the future how it goes. We'll keep an eye on this uh, as it unfolds. But I'm sad that everybody, these people that hear that lost their jobs. It's never a good thing when someone loses their job. So hopefully they find work
Yeah.
elsewhere quickly. So okay, well, next up we've got the Final Fantasy VII remake integrate news. It's gonna get a lot easier if you choose for it to be easier. That is. um,
Yeah.
this news comes way of Inverse.com, and they say Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox are finally getting Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated 5 years after its launch on other platforms. But PS5 and PC players have something to look forward to as well. Along with Integrate's addition to more consoles, all existing versions are also getting an update that adds some flexible, powerful difficulty options far beyond what's offered in most new games. So yeah, the Integrate hits Switch 2 and Xbox tomorrow, actually on the 22nd. But with it, it's coming with an update on the same day, which Square Enix is calling a streamlined progression options to all versions. So it's going to bring a myriad of toggles that's going to let you basically make the game a lot easier if you're struggling or you just want to plow through it again, see the story. Um, but yeah, you can says here you can toggle on infinite HP or MP.
Ooh.
You can increase the rate at which you gain XP points. Give yourself unlimited gil, so money, and recovery items, and access other options designed to make combat move much more quickly with minimal difficulty. Excuse me. And I think this update is only going to affect the integrated version of the Final Fantasy VII remake. So if you have the integrated version, this is going to be part of that. But if not, I don't think you get the update as I understand it. Um, so yeah,
I like it. I mean, I I found some of the battles specifically in the integrated mode to be really, really difficult. And with Final Fantasy, I'm a completionist. I love going through and experiencing every single thing that there is. I played it on normal mode. I started going through on hard mode, and then ended up getting distracted by other games. But it's tough, and I think people deserve to experience the story of Final Fantasy, and for them to go
yeah.
and say, you know what, like we'll make it a little bit easier. You can fine tune it the way that you want it, so you can experience the story, the characters, fall in love like we did. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's I don't know. I might use it because I do have the integrated version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I mean, I don't know. It might be cool to just put on basically what essentially is God mode, and just kind of plow through the story again if I want to just kind of get through it and
Yeah.
relive that. But yeah, it's cool for new players that might be struggling with the battle system because the system has its nuances, right? Like it's got its complications, and I can see it being difficult for some people that aren't adept at that way of battle system. So it's accessibility is always good. This is a good thing. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. Just play the game normally. If you don't, if you don't find any interest in it, that's fine. But this is for those who might struggle with that sort of thing, but still want to experience the game. So I
Yeah.
think this is good. I think options are always a good thing, no matter what. Always have options. You know what I mean? That's really important.
I like what they said, but I'll throw some of my opinion on there. So they said it would be a great shame for players who are still interested to not be able to play because of such obstacles. Basically, lack of time is what they're saying. And I
Hmm.
would say on the opposite side of the fence, though, is it's a long game. Like Rebirth 2 is really long. And
Right.
you know what? Like, why rush through it and just play it to get it over with? I do think that making it more accessible so it's a little bit easier to play through is important, but maybe not so much because of lack of time, right? Like if you only have 30 minutes or an hour, sit down, play 30 minutes to an hour and like do easy mode or god mode and make it so that you can get through the scenarios that you want to get through and then save and come back to it and play it over the course of 6 months, and you'll get through it and you'll really enjoy the story and it won't feel like you rushed through it just to get it over with.
Right. It'll be worth it, I think, especially if it's your first time playing the game. It'll be, yeah, it's a great experience. I mean, it's a great game. It's worth it to try and
Yeah.
you know, to kind of take your time through it. Just experience it. It's the characters are awesome. The story is great. It's a wonderful game. It's yeah. If you only have limited time, like you said, Kyle, it might take you up to a year to beat it, and that's fine. That's okay. I mean, you can spend as much time on a game as you need to
Yeah.
even if you have a busy schedule. I know we both do, Kyle. So we don't get to play games as often as we would like. We have kids. We have multiple kids, both of us. So I mean, we got to find those times, those little pockets of downtime to play games.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And I think the important part is that it's making it like it's less about the time commitment and it's more about making it easier so it's more accessible during that time commitment. Like if you only have 30 minutes or an hour to play, you don't want to go in there and have to worry about like, do I like maybe inventory and resource management because you're running out of potions, it's too hard, you're just like if they're going to make it easier, it just takes some of that mental burden away so you can experience it and play through it in the time that you've got. I think that's a solid win.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're 30 minutes, like, yeah, that's a good point. Because I mean, if you're 30 minutes to an hour is spent just on a certain boss, then what's the point? If you can't beat this boss, and that's all the time you have to play the game, that's not very fun. You know?
That was me with Stellar Blade and some of the later bosses in Stellar Blade. Like at the very very end, some of those bosses were so hard,
I've
and
heard. I have heard.
yeah,
I haven't.
like
I haven't.
they
Yeah. Go
they
ahead.
got they got so hard. I'm not usually a fan of turning it on to easy mode. Like usually I'll just keep it on normal and I'll just play through it and I'll tough it out. But I could not beat these bosses, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it on easy mode, and it was still hard on easy mode. So
Huh, was it really?
there's oh yeah, I got slaughtered like 5 more times, and then I finally beat whoever I was trying to beat at the time. It was absolutely miserable, but um, I felt very accomplished when I finally did beat it.
When you got through it.
Yeah,
Yeah. One of these days I'll go back to Stellar Blade. I never did beat it. It's just a tale as old as time. You play a game, then you have other games chipping at you that want to be played. So I got distracted and I haven't gone back yet, but I will someday.
yeah, that's
I will
that's a good
someday.
one to finish up, especially because there's multiple endings, right? So if you played it a certain way, you get one ending. And then for me, I don't go back and get all the other endings because usually I'm like one and done, and I don't want to have to play the whole game again. Sometimes I do, but I just watch the other endings on YouTube.
That's right. Yep, I do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
these days, I don't have time to play a game like through twice to see a different ending. That's what I did with Expedition 33.
Ah.
I played. You have two. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you have two options at the end, and it's two different endings. So I just watched the other ending on YouTube because I'm like I love the game, and it was my game of the year last year for sure. But I'm just like the kind of time that I don't have these days. I'm like I'm not playing through it again. I just
Mm-hmm.
so I watch I did that, and that's probably what I'm going to do for any game moving forward that has multiple endings. It's
Yeah.
just easier that way. But
Yeah. I'm with you there.
yeah. So yeah, that update's dropping the same day as the Xbox and PC release tomorrow, January 22nd. So For those of you that are looking forward to that, well, look forward to it. It's coming just for you. So awesome. Yeah. What do we have next here, Kyle? It looks like, oh, this is interesting. So Xbox is having another Developer Direct 26, and that's going to air tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Looks like the games featured are going to be Fable, Forza Horizon 6, and Beast of Reincarnation gameplay, direct from the studios. So, hold on, I have to cough. All right, sorry about that. Um, so yeah, they're gonna show these three games now. Beast of Reincarnation, that's from Game Freak, so that is from the Pokemon company who makes the Pokemon games. Have you seen a trailer of this game, Kyle, at all? Beast of Reincarnation?
No, not yet. But now that you say it's from a Pokemon company, it says it's got a one person, one dog, and it's an action RPG. I guess it makes sense. Like your dog is like your little Pokemon, huh?
Yeah, it's the funny thing about this trailer is when I remember when it dropped, the graphics were phenomenal. I mean, the graphics looked great, and people were just joking online, being like, "Oh, they can't make a game with good graphics."
I knew it.
Because
I knew that was coming as soon as you said
oh,
that.
yeah,
Dang it.
yeah, because they were like, "Well,
That's
well,
funny.
what's the problem this whole time? Why can't you make Pokemon?" Because Pokemon games famously are fun, but they're lacking in the technical department, graphically
Yeah,
speaking.
they're definitely lacking there, and recently they've been lacking a lot in gameplay and innovation and story and everything else. Really, like the latest one that came out, where you're basically just running around a city.
Yeah, it's like
You
one
know,
big city. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound fun to me. I don't know.
it doesn't. No, like it's just like I seriously like I went and played the Digimon story Time Stranger, and it doesn't have incredible graphics, but it's got good graphics. It's got amazing
Yeah,
gameplay, an amazing story, and I'm like, this is what Pokemon should be. So Game Freak, hopefully they can deliver on Pokemon in the future, but for now maybe they focus their efforts on Beast of Reincarnation.
yeah. I didn't see. It has to do with their budget too. Like they're not given a big budget, Kyle. For as many millions and millions, tens of millions of copies that they sell of Pokemon, their budget's only like in the tens of millions. It's not like hundreds of millions. It's not a big budget at all. So that's part of the problem, you know.
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like they probably need a much larger budget, but at the same time, too. I mean, like they've done this. It's like an old hat for them, right? They've done however many Pokemon games that they've made. It should be easier for them to create a game that is worthwhile with a lesser budget than a new studio getting into it. At least that would be my expectation because for them they've done it so often, but at the same time they've also done the same thing so often over and over that maybe innovation is a little bit tricky because why do something new because the
Right.
current
If you're selling
studio
all these
is
millions of copies, apparently it's working.
Call of Duty.
Right. Yeah. That's a whole other
Dang.
fun story about Call of Duty and how that's declined. We'll save that for another video, maybe.
Yeah, another video when we feel roasty.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna show that. So yeah, they're it says here the show includes not one but two titles from Playground Games, with the UK studio bringing us a first extended look at Fable, as well as the debut of gameplay for Forza Horizon 6. We'll also be taking a trip to Tokyo to visit the legendary Game Freak, offering a first in-depth look at Beast of Reincarnation, which, by the way, was revealed at the Xbox Games Showcase last year. That's when they first showed it. So it says here you can tune in at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so that's 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. UK time on January 22nd to see all the videos or all the gameplay reveals. Now, Kyle, I'm curious what you think about this because now Fable was revealed, I think, 5 years ago, and they're going to show finally an in-depth look at gameplay. Are you excited for the Fable reveal?
Yes. Fable. So I grew up on Nintendo, and then I got a PlayStation. I think we talked about this because Final Fantasy. And I had friends with Xboxes, and that's how I got my Xbox fixed. Like I would play Fable with them and different
Right, same here. Yep.
different games. Yeah, one year I did pick up an Xbox 360, and I played Fable. It was so much fun. I really liked it. There's a lot of other games out there that give me that Fable fix, but I am very curious to get back to that fairy tale land, and I'd really like to see what they're coming up with. I can't believe it's been 5 years.
I know it's 5 years since it was revealed, and they really haven't. They've showed very little to almost nothing, gameplay wise. They've showed a couple
Yeah,
cinematic trailers, but nothing gameplay. But that's going to change tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited. Um, let's see here. It says,
the magic and mischief that awaits players in this fresh new beginning.
yeah. I hope this feels like Fable. I know it's a new developer, so this is going to be a reboot of the series. They've stated as such. It's going to be a reboot of Fable. So to me, it's important that this feels like Fable, not some generic Western RPG. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
Fable is very unique. It's hard to name a game that feels like Fable because I can't think of any that has that same vibe to it. That morality system. I mean, at least the way that it works in Fable, it's cool that you see like a bar and all your actions, it makes this bar, sway to the good or to the evil. I mean, everything you do.
yeah,
I mean, you can like sit next to people or stand next to them, and you can fart, which will turn your bar to more towards evil. And it was cool. What made the morality system so cool in Fable is you could see it affect the world and people around you, right? Like people would, run from you scared and just be very skittish around you. Um, the world, it's been so long since I've played it, but I think I remember like as you're walking, like grass dying around you as you're walking, and your appearance changes. Like your appearance really changes too. I remember if you get
that's right.
when you're evil, you grow the horns. Do you remember growing the horns when
No,
you're
because I
evil?
wasn't evil.
I was well,
I was a
yeah. I was good
goody
at
two
first.
shoes. I was a
Yeah, no, I
hero.
was too. But then after you're being you do the good after you play good, it's so much more satisfying to play the evil side.
Yeah.
So I don't
Well,
know.
think about it. Like, so Baldur's Gate was the game I was thinking of that kind of has that same feel for me because you can basically do what you want and like your reputation kind of follows you around, especially with certain classes. But like you can be good, you can be bad, you can be both, and they even put a class in that they recommend playing as after your first playthrough so you can come back and get like all of these extra like really evil choices to go
Yeah,
through. Like instead of saving, like siding with one side or the other, like why not just kill everybody, right? Like, it's
right.
just it's really, and I forget what they called that particular character, but like they say play it after your first playthrough. But yeah, I'm excited for Fable. I think they did a lot of great things. I'm wondering how they will make it feel fresh and new in because like
Right.
just the bar and your physical appearance changing based off of your actions is neat, but that's not going to sell the game, right? Like there's got to be
Yeah.
more in there that is going to help with that immersion and help you to become tied to your persona. If you're a hero, if you're bad, if you're walking the tightrope between them, like what is tying you to that persona and making you want to log in and do it every day?
They got to do something to make you, yeah, really want to spend a lot of time in this world. They want to make this world, worthwhile to you, right? To
Yeah.
enjoy your time, and you don't want to leave. And few games I think do that nowadays. There's a few, but it's rare. I feel like.
It is.
So they have a pretty big opportunity here. I feel like they can. I think they can pull it off. I mean, they're a very talented studio. Um, they say they want to cater to old and new fans alike. So I'm really curious what this is going to look like. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. the next game on here, of course, they're going to show Forza Horizon 6. They're going to show some gameplay of this finally. It got announced earlier, I think, at Tokyo Game Show, but they're going to show some gameplay. This is confirmed to be coming to PS5, but we're not sure yet how removed from the Xbox and PC release it's going to be. It could be 3 months. It could be a year. So, I don't know.
Right away.
Yeah, maybe it's like a month after. Who knows? But we know it's coming after. It's not coming day and date, but it's coming after. It said. So I'm excited because this is going to be the first time that this takes place in Japan. So that's really neat. I want to see how Playground has crafted this beautiful setting of Japan around it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. Are you excited for the Forza Horizon 6 reveal, Kyle?
I am, and it's I've actually never played much Forza before because again, PlayStation guy, so I've always been on Gran Turismo. But I love racing games. I love realistic racing games, and we were talking a bit before we started the podcast. Like Forza 5 has been on sale. I'm like, do I get Forza 5 or like are they just putting it on sale because 6 is around the corner? Maybe I should wait for 6. I don't know, but I'm excited. I love racing games. It's so fun to tweak your car, customize it, go race it, do it again.
Yeah, I agree. Going back to Fable, it's rumored. I mean, it's heavily rumored, and I think it's true. They're saying that it was delayed because it's going to be day and date with PS5. So it is coming to PS5. I'm sure of it, but excuse me. The rumor here is that it's going to be coming day and date with the Xbox version. So that if that is true, I'm stoked. So that's such good news. It'll be the first time that Fable will grace a PlayStation console. So, if so, yeah, it is exciting, and if so, I'm definitely going to be day one on that. So, there is talks that they're going to show a mystery fourth game that they haven't mentioned here. So, but that's just talks. Take that with a grain of salt. But we'll see. Kyle,
I'm hoping it is Halo Campaign Evolved.
it could be.
I'd like to see more.
Yeah. I don't need to see more, but I would like to see more.
I need to see more.
You need to see more.
I do. I need to see so much more. I've watched gameplay, and I watched the trailer countless times, and I do need to see more. It would be really really cool to see what else they've got cooking over there for Campaign Evolved.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. I agree. I'm excited for all these games. Now, Kyle, here's the question: Do we cover this Xbox Direct, Developer Direct? Do you want to do a video, like a short 20-minute video talking about these, maybe tomorrow, the next day, or do you want to just wait until we have our next podcast and talk about this? It doesn't matter which one. It doesn't really matter to me, but I'm curious what you want to do.
Let's see, what they announce because I know for me, like my schedule's pretty tight. Let's see what they announce, and if there's anything that's noteworthy that we should jump on and do a little quickie on, then we can make that happen.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. We can always fit it into next episode too. Either way. Either way, I do want to talk about it because I'm going to watch it. I'm assuming you're going to watch it at some point. But I do want to talk about it. So yeah, we can even. Yeah, if we can't find the time, Kyle, we'll just put it on on episode 4. If that works better.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't have 3 screens for nothing. I have 3 screens so I can work on most of them and play on one of them.
Yeah. No, that's the way to do it, man. Well, speaking of Forza Horizon 6, that's a pretty good segue for us.
Yes.
As reported by Xbox Era, Twitter user XboxF10 They shared an image that is apparently a pop-up screen from Forza Horizon 5. Uh, Xbox Air was unable to make this pop-up appear for themselves, but that doesn't necessarily debunk the rumor. Now they're saying that there was an ad, and the pop-up claims that Forza Horizon 6 starts in early access on May 15th, and then launches on May 19th for PC and Xbox Series consoles. So I'm assuming this is probably correct. I kind of was under the impression that Forza would probably be an early summer release. Either I was thinking kind of June, but it looks like they're going to go a month earlier and go May. So that's good news, though. It means it's closer than we thought it was, or at least than I thought it was. But if so, yeah, that's cool. That's good news. I'm not obviously I don't have an Xbox Series console, so I won't be getting it at launch. At least when it launches for the Xbox and PC. My PC probably can't handle it. It's a decent PC, but I don't think it can handle Forza Horizon 6. So I will wait for the PS5 launch whenever they. And I'm sure they're going to probably announce that maybe in tomorrow's direct. We'll see. But
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound interesting. I think that this is probably a pretty solid rumor. 4 days early access. Pre-ordering the game gets you a cherry red tuned Ferrari J50 in game, of course. They had to mention that it's only in game, not real life, just in case.
yeah, no, it's exciting, man. It's going to be a good game for good game. It's going to be a good year for games, definitely. So yeah, well, I guess moving on. This next story, we can kind of move through it quickly, Kyle, because I don't think you and I have much experience with these games, so we
Yeah.
don't have to. We don't have to dive into it too deeply. I just wanted to touch on it, but this comes way of IGN actually, and that is Ninja Theory is making a new Hellblade game that's more of a game that's reportedly in the works. So Ninja Theory, I guess it is said that they are no longer working on Project Mara. So they're working on a new a new Hellblade game that's going to be more gameplay focused. Um, so that'll be cool. But you know what, guys? I'm going to stop that for a second. We have a special guest. My younger son wanted to pop in and say hi to you guys. Come over here,
Right as
buddy.
we get to Hellblade too.
I
Wow.
know. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard that. His name is Azakai, and he is 6 years old. All right, buddy. So I'm going to ask you, since this is a video game podcast, what is your favorite video game of all time? Spider-Man 2, and why is that your favorite game of all time? Because you get to play as Venom. You know, that's a solid reason. Venom is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Venom
Yeah.
is awesome.
And you can
The symbiote of Peter. Oh, when the symbiote is attached to Peter?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, that is a solid argument for why that would be your favorite game of all time. That is
and
you fight Venom at the end. Yeah, that's true. It's a really good fight, isn't it?
yeah,
So out of 10, what would you give Spider-Man 2? A 10 out of 10. The coveted 10 out of 10 score. That's cool, man. I like that. I'd probably agree. Spider-Man 2 was amazing.
Yeah, it sure was.
it's coming out. It wasn't. It was
Yeah, we'll see when they announce Spider-Man 3. That'll be cool. Are we gonna
Stuff
get that
that
day
rumor.
one?
probably
Yeah.
day one.
Probably day one. He says, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's you
If
never
it
know.
costs like $80, nah, bruh.
Nah, bro. Okay. He says if it costs $80, then no, we're not gonna get that
Listen,
day
by
one.
the time it comes out, games might be $80.
That's true. That's true. But prices are going up, not down, unfortunately.
Nintendo's set in the way.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to the show, Azakai? Okay, tell them one thing.
We have giant Uno.
Oh, we have he wants to tell you guys that we have a giant Uno deck. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Bye, guys.
Avid gamer, just like his dad. But yeah,
Spider-Man, solid choice.
exactly. I mean, the kid's got good taste. You know, he's got good taste in games. I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the Hellblade story, I have never played any of the Hellblade games, Kyle. I don't know if you have or not, but
I have not.
yeah. So same here. So from what I've seen, I'm not missing much. I think it has more. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. It looks like it could be compelling. It looks like it's got a really good story to it. Kind of a walking sim with some combat in it. I guess from what I've heard from people, the combat in Hellblade 2 was kind of a step back, less options. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's just what I've heard. So, I don't know. I guess their next Hellblade game, well, I mean, they got pretty criticized for Hellblade 2. It didn't do very well in the reviews, and I don't think it didn't sell that much, so they're kind of, it looks like they're going to refocus, rebrand Hellblade into something that's more gameplay oriented. So, that's cool. I mean, good for them. I hope that it works out.
Maybe Heaven Blade if they're rebranding, go in a completely different direction.
I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. Just switch it up.
Yeah.
Could do that.
No, I honestly, it's never been a game or like series that has interested me much. I've seen the trailer maybe one time, and I just thought, uh, I mean, this will sound bad, but I just thought they were trying too hard in the trailers. Like it didn't feel like the trailers didn't feel honest to me. It felt like they were trying to push a setting in a world and a game that didn't exist beyond that trailer. And then I've never played them, but I've heard the first one was good, the second one was not so great. It's not really my cup of tea. So like I'll probably watch the trailers and whatever content that they release, but it's probably not one that I'm gonna pick up unless something earth shattering happens.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it either, Kyle. Only because I mean I'm going to assume that to play three, you're going to want to play two, one and two, which I don't plan on ever doing. So it's cool. I think that's I'm excited for the fans of the Hellblade series. That's going to be
Yeah.
good news for you guys that you're going to be able to play more of the game this time. Uh, so good. I mean, good. Good for them. Hope it works out for them. Good luck, guys. So, moving on. This is a pretty big story, actually, bigger than I kind of gave it credit for. This comes way of GameSpot.com. Sony cracks down on they cracked down on like a major publisher on PSN that has almost 1,200 games on PSN. So this they say here, bad news for fans of The Jumping Burger. The PlayStation Store has exercised the game, along with over 1,000 similar titles published by the same developer, in what appears to be an effort to clear the storefront of shovelware. German publisher Thigh Games had its entire catalog of at least 1,196 games silently delisted. The company, as pointed out by streamer and trophy hunter Rob Thanatos on X, published the fourth highest number of titles on the PlayStation Store. Thigh Games has yet to publicly acknowledge the removals. So, I checked this myself. I went to go look for these games. Now, if you don't know, guys, Thigh Games published all this. It's just this slop on the PlayStation Store, right? Like it's the jumping taco, the jumping, jumping churro, the jumping burgers, all those jumping games that just, they want to exploit and take advantage of trophy hunters, for those platinums. I might have bought a couple of those games, so I'm not guiltless in there. Yeah, I know, right? It's
For
so
those
I
of
do
you
share some of that.
listening, I'm like giving the side eye to the camera. I read this, and as you know, I'm not a trophy hunter. I can't understand the appeal of digital trophies. Like to me, they don't make sense. Like for me, the experience of the game is what's more important than getting like an accolade for having played it. So the fact that there's companies like this that are out there putting out games that are, they call them slop, that are just $1 or $3 to chase down trophies. Like I don't get the appeal to the masses, like why somebody would want to buy it.
Yeah, they're not even games. I mean, they're not even trying. They're just like I said.
Yeah.
It's just they're going after people who like to farm trophies. Yeah, they're like a buck 49. I don't even think I don't know how much money Sony even makes off of people buying these games. It can't be much. I mean, I don't know why they would allow this developer to just flood the store with this nonsense. I mean, that's what it is. It's just nonsense. They're not even games. You literally just hold X. You hold X for this random thing to jump, whether it's food, whether it's I don't know, a light bulb, whatever it is. You hold X, and you do get the platinum in like 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, it's really really dumb, and they're taking advantage of that, and it's good to see them removed. I don't know if this is for the right reason, because if you go on the store, there's still the other side of the coin, right? Like there's all these copycat games and AI slop. Like there's that Schedule One clone. Remember Schedule One for Steam? That was popular. You were like a drug dealer and stuff like that.
Listen, for the record, I have never been a drug dealer. That is a false accusation. Or did you mean you play as a drug dealer?
You play as one. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
um,
No, I never played that one. I don't believe.
yeah, but they have all these AI. It's these AI copycat games, and it's just it's in order to make a quick buck, and you can tell that it's AI, that it's just AI slop, because if you go to the reviews, they're always rated like 1 point something stars, right? Like they're like people
Yeah.
are rating them accordingly, so they're buying these. But it sucks because it's working, because people are buying these games, spending all this money on it, 10, 15 bucks, and they're finding out that it's just these crap, know nothing games that are just awful and don't play well at all. So they're getting scammed. I mean, they're being scammed is what it is.
Yeah.
They're scamming
Yeah.
people, and it's sad to see. Sony, I've said this for years, that Sony has to do something about this, because this is awful. I guess this is a problem on the Nintendo eShop as well. I don't know if it's a problem on the Xbox storefront, as I don't have one, but PlayStation and Switch stores is definitely a problem. So I don't know if they remove this Thigh games, if they remove their games because they're trying to rid it of shovelware, or I don't know if they broke some rule, some agreement, and then Sony had to remove them from the store. I hope it is a crackdown. I'm just trying to remove all this garbage from the PlayStation Store, because it's flooding the store. If you go to like, what's hot or what's new, and you have to sift through all this crap to finally get to something like substantial. And I don't know if you've
Well,
done that, Kyle.
maybe because you've bought some of them. So no, seriously, no. Normally for me, the crap that I have to sift through is all of the different mega packs for GTA 5 currency. So I have to sift through those.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
all
to
that
sift
stuff
through
too.
all the EA Sports stuff, like the football games, all of that. And then once I've gotten past all of that, then I finally start getting into the games that I actually would like to pay attention to. So normally when I'm big on filters. I'm glad they added the filters. I go in and I filter it to um, normally just games or deluxe games or packs, and I keep
Hmm.
all that extra stuff like the side content out. And then if I'm interested in side content for a particular game, then I'll just find it from the game itself.
Yeah, 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 I don't know. I just wish that Sony would take more action because I feel like it's putting other indie developers that are making actual games. It's you're flooding the store and they're getting buried, and they don't get a chance to have their time in the light, right? Because there is a lot of indie games that I feel like are probably going unnoticed and just get
Yeah.
buried underneath the tens and tens of all this AI copycat of all these games that are just not games. I
See, I haven't noticed that. I've noticed that it's like all the in-game currency crap that tends
Yeah,
to pile up and inundate, which is why I turned off. I haven't actually noticed too much of the like AI or like the shovelware. I really haven't.
that's
But
crazy. It's
every time
it's
I load
everywhere.
it up, well, every time I load it up, all I see are like the same things. Like they're always advertising Fortnite, they're always advertising GTA 5, and they're always advertising what is the NFL 26. Like all those games, they're just always there, and it's like I'd rather them use that space to introduce me to games that I am actually interested in instead of trying to force any kind of game on me. Like I don't play Fortnite, and it's just wasted real estate for me. It's they I mean like on my screen they have this thing that takes up like a massive amount of my screen for Fortnite, and I'll never play that game because it's just not interesting to me, right? So why
Yeah.
not take that real estate and put a little bit of effort there and show me something that maybe I would be interested in instead of just having it there in perpetuity forevermore.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I would like my front page to be littered with like RPGs and JRPGs and third person action. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
my storefront with that. They do have, if you go down, they do have like a section, like recommended because you played this game. Well, I mean, you have to kind of go down a little bit, so it's not that useful. Yeah, it'd be cool to like see that like front and center. Here are these games because you play this.
Yeah.
I would like something more catered to like my.
And the reason they don't do it, I guarantee, is because of these agreements that they have and probably the money that they're making from advertising in that space, right? So it's not like they have our interest at heart. They're making money advertising these things to us and trying to push them on us instead of trying to show us what we are actually interested in. So that aspect of it is really irritating. But like I said, I've gotten good at filtering and going to the places of the store to just get out of whatever garbage that they want to try to push on me and find the games that I'm actually interested in.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that. Good points. So yeah, hopefully this Sony has done this because they're trying to actually improve their store and get rid of the
Yeah.
slop, not because they broke a rule. So I'm hoping this is an actual effort by them to clean PSN up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Time will tell.
Yeah. So anyway, um, for our last news story of the day, it seems like Bungie has finally unveiled the exact release date for Marathon, along with a limited edition DualSense controller. So this comes way of the PlayStation blog. Uh, it says here, Marathon is the upcoming PvPvE survival extraction FPS from the creators of Halo and Destiny, which we knew. Play as yada yada yada. I'm gonna skip that part actually. Um, they released a new trailer with the date announcement, and I don't know if you've seen it, Kyle, but this game is getting a little bit of hype in the gaming community. I'm seeing a lot more excitement for this game than
Yeah.
say 3 4 months ago. The perception of it has completely changed. I want to say, um, you know,
It's changed a little bit in my mind. I'm still leery because
yeah,
I'm in general I'm not really a fan of the art direction that they've taken with the game. Like it doesn't
oh yeah,
look good to me. It looks I don't know. It
really,
looks
okay,
like yeah. I'm just
mean, that's fair. That's okay.
We'll see. I mean, in general, like the older I get, the more I start to move away from like PvP type games. I prefer PvE, like where I go with my best buds and take on, hordes of
Yeah,
enemies.
I do too, for sure.
Like PvP, VE, and extraction shooters and things like that are very popular. They're not my forte. I'll see how reviews go with it. I haven't seen the
Me
trailer.
too.
I will probably watch the trailer though. Um,
Um, I do plan on getting it day one, but that will change if because reviews always come out days ahead. If I see that it's just getting awful reviews and that people hate it and don't like it at all, I will hold off.
well, there's also review embargoes, right? So
Exactly.
usually with games that are not reviewing well with the tested audiences, they'll put a review embargo out
Hmm.
so that people will still buy the game and then realize after the fact that they bought it that it sucks.
Yeah, I'm. So yeah, I'm kind of worried that if they put the embargo like for March 5th, the day it releases, that would be kind of concerning. I feel like, right? Like I'd be like, I don't know if that was a good idea because
Yeah.
that's gonna create, people are gonna start kind of assuming bad things about it. Anyway, um,
And
well,
and what's worse for me is, and like I said, I mean, maybe it'll be an amazing game and I'll have tons of fun with it, but like for me so far, they've kind of been pushing me away. What makes it a little bit worse is that Marathon, they're releasing like a custom controller for it, and it's just like usually I see custom controllers, like designs and things like that as being extra merchandise for a game that or like a series or franchise that people love and want to have more of. We don't even
yeah,
know if it's going to be good yet.
well, yeah. Didn't they do the same thing for Concord? They made a
They put a
controller for it.
controller?
Yeah, they did. They
Oh
made a
my
controller for it.
goodness.
So Sony thought that Concord was going to be like the next big PlayStation game. I mean, they put all their chips behind it, man. Concord was going to be
Yeah.
like their you know their their Fortnite basically. They were banking on that.
You know, I actually, so I bought it.
Well, that's
I
right, you
did
did,
buy,
didn't you?
yeah, I got a beta code from a buddy of mine who had pre-purchased it and we played it together and it was fun. The beta was fun,
I've
actually.
heard that actually.
I did enjoy it. And then when I went to the game, I actually bought the game so we could keep playing it. And actually it was fun.
Hmm.
I didn't see why everybody was so angry about it. I saw some weird stuff, like just some things that were kind of stupid, but overall, like it was okay. I didn't see why it got so much hate. Like a little bit of hate, I could
Yeah,
understand, but the
I
hate to
don't.
shut it down was a little bit weird for me because I played it and it wasn't terrible.
I've heard that. I've heard from a pure gameplay perspective, it was a pretty competent game. It
I
was.
mean, the gameplay was solid. Like
That's what I
the
mean. Yeah.
hardest part was some classes were more like meta, S tier type classes, and they were harder to take down. But I mean, if you work together with your team, you could take them down. Like it was. I mean, that was kind of how the game was supposed to be. It lacked a little bit of innovation in a lot of places, and some maps were a little bit weird. Like they were too big for the setting, and I don't know. It was, but yeah, they shut it down. I never got the platinum on it before they shut it down, which is annoying, I guess. But also, I'm not trophy hunter, so. But I do worry a little bit about Marathon in that sense. Like where they're just hyping it up so much. I want it to succeed. I want it to be a great game, but
Right. Yeah.
time will tell.
You know, Sony wants. Sony really wants that reoccurring. Revenue. What do you live? There we go. Live service. I was looking for the word live service.
Yeah,
Sony really wants that next big live service game for themselves. They want. Fortnite's huge, and all these games are Siege and all these things are great for Sony, but they don't get 100% of the cut. So, if one of these blows up, like say if Marathon just blows up, they're getting 100% of the cut that they sell the game on their store. You know what I'm saying? So they want that next big live service hit that just brings them a stream of revenue.
Yeah.
And I know that
I
they're
get
looking
it.
for that. Yeah, they're looking for that. They want that badly. So we'll see if Marathon is that game. I know I'm a lot more excited for it than I was after these last couple trailers. Kind of going into this, that it says here even, the new trailer is narrated by Gantry, the faction agent for the anti-establishment group Mida. Each of Marathon's 6 factions offers unique contracts for you to complete, which that's pretty cool. Survive their life-threatening missions to unlock storytelling and new rewards through 6 unique faction upgrade trees. So each faction is going to have their own skill tree for you to upgrade, unlock and upgrade and work towards. So that's cool. You'll see that, Kyle. If you watch that, you'll see the different factions. There's like 6, classes basically. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna call them classes. That's what they are.
Sure.
And they each play very differently. You will use different strategies when you're playing as them. So it's cool. It looks neat. I like the art style a lot. The controller looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but it looks. It's one of the cooler controllers I've seen them release, like for the DualSense. It's got a really artsy design to it. So it's cool. We will see how it does. It comes out March 5th for $39.99. I'm looking forward to it. I'm cautiously optimistic. And that's all I got for that, Kyle. Do you have any parting words for Marathon coming out on March 5th, or?
The only thing that I want to say is I'm tired of all these custom controllers that are coming out. All I want is the 30th anniversary controller.
It's just teasing you, Kyle. They have all these other
It is.
everything else.
Like 100 freaking controllers that are like ugly as sin, and all I want is just the 30th anniversary, and all they want to do is just push this crap on me. Like, why would I buy a controller for Marathon when I don't even know if the game is good?
Right. Right. Yeah. I know. They're again, they're putting
I will
their
say, the controller looks cool. I do
Right.
think that the controller looks pretty neat.
It does. It's like I said, it's a very, very spiffy design on it. Like it's
Yeah.
definitely a more creative, one of the more creative designs on that DualSense that I've seen,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like I said, I hope it does well. I like to see games succeed, especially ones that are trying to do something new or different. So we'll see. For me, I'll wait and keep my ear close to the ground, and we'll see how it does.
I agree. Well, guys, I think that is all the news we have today for you. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, thanks for stopping in. So I just want to thank everybody again. This is episode 3, so we hope to keep it going for a long time for you guys. Thanks again. But until next time, folks, just keep your pulse on those pixels, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.
Thanks, everyone.